All right, we're gonna highlight some key points in the Euro 2024 competition. We're gonna talk a little bit about some of the teams that we believe that they were gonna go on and do well in the tournament, but there was some other teams that proved us wrong.
Very wrong.
Yeah. So I'm gonna highlight Denmark real quick. Their group stage was a bit difficult. They had England, what was it, Serbia and Slovakia or Slovenia?
Denmark. They had England,
I believe it was Slovakia.
Slovenia,
Oh, Slovenia.
and Serbia.
Yeah, those two teams are forever gonna confuse me.
Now I'm trying to think who's on whose
Who's
team,
on-
and
who's
I don't
on
know
who,
which
yeah.
one's Slovakia,
Yeah.
Slovenia,
No, Slovenia is who Sesko's on.
Sesko, and
Yeah, yeah.
Skriniar.
So that's who
Oblak?
Oblak is Slovakia, I
Oh
believe.
my days, I'm too confused now.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. But
Nah,
you don't think so?
Oblak gotta be Slovenia. They faced Portugal, and he saved Ronaldo's
Oh, that
team.
is true. That is true. No, makes sense. Yeah.
Right?
You are right. You are right. Yeah. And he actually had a good game that game too. Now I'm thinking about it.
Had a
Yeah, no,
great
you're right. That's correct. For Denmark though, I had them going into the tournament doing pretty decent. I didn't have them winning or anything like that, but they did just enough to come in second place in the group. They tied in all three games, and out of all the games, I feel like the one against England was the one that stood out the most to me. They dominated England the whole entire game. Pretty much, I feel like England panicked in that game. They had to make certain substitutions.
Yeah, we saw how England's game plan was to score a goal and park the bus.
Yeah,
And that ended up hurting them.
a team like England should never feel
Never.
like they have to do that, especially
Never.
against the Denmark side, which I'm not trying to downplay them. They have, a really good starting 11, and they have some good bench players. But Denmark was a defensive side. You could see that throughout the tournament. And, they just got unlucky, moving forward in the tournament, having to face Germany. And, no one would want to face a Germany side like this right now. So, that was Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark definitely, I thought they would do better, but then again, like you said, how much were we expecting? Got to face Germany, which we were predicting them to face Germany anyway.
Yeah.
And ended up becoming tough. One of the dark horses I had, which I was sure they were going to do good, was Croatia, bro. I saw Croatia and I saw that group they were in. I said, yeah, not the easiest group with Spain and Italy, but you can squeeze in the third spot and advance. Long story short, they ended up losing 1 to Spain, right? And then
1-0 Spain.
and then drawing to Italy, which, could happen. Pretty even teams. But then drawing to Albania was outrageous for them. That's what killed them. And that's why they didn't even go on to the knockout stages. I mean, I was seeing people like Modric not really... He was involved in the game, but not making an impact in the game. I know he missed the penalty and then came back and scored. But I thought people like Kovacic would have more of an impact. I thought people like Perisic would play more. I don't know if he was just coming off from an injury because he didn't play all season. I thought players like that would really shine out more. Kramaric, I thought would really.
striker.
I
No,
thought he was gonna go off, but
yeah.
you look at Croatia's team based on it was nothing that any of them did individually this season. It was more what we've known for them in the past tournaments, the World Cup that just passed, the Euros 4 years ago, and we thought that this ride can go longer, but obviously this generation has come to an end, which is really, really unfortunate, and it's a rebuild time for them. So it's sad to see, but all great things come to an end.
And that is true. It was a little disappointing to see. I would love for them to advance and continue the tournament, but like you said, they're going down. Top players not going to be available soon, so it was a little sad to see.
Really sad, bro.
The game that they needed to win was Albania. Everybody else was fine. They didn't need much points to advance because if you tied against Italy and then you win against Albania, you would advance, no problem.
What really killed them was defensively.
Yes.
They were just gone. I mean, allowing 2 goals against Albania, all due respect. I don't even know why I just said all due respect, because every time someone says all due respect, something disrespectful.
No respect.
Something disrespectful is coming,
respect,
but
yeah.
you know, not to downplay Albania, but they can't allow 2 goals conceded against Albania, unexperienced team. But yeah, man, they're gonna.
Yeah, no, yo, actually, Albania. I don't know if you remember, but they shocked Italy at first too.
Yeah,
it was like 1-0.
They almost
like early
won.
in the game.
First minute, because DeMarco had a throw in. It was a mistake. They scored like the second fastest goal in Euros history or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, even teams like Italy,
they were able to switch gear and get right back
exactly.
to it.
That's what it takes to go farther into the tournament. But that shows that they weren't strong enough, man. But there were some underdogs that we were able to root on later in the tournament that pretty much took Denmark and Croatia's place.
Yeah. These teams, they took us by surprise, you know, like
and performed.
And performed. You got, the 2 teams are Austria and Turkey. Both of us had Austria in 3rd place, and I want to apologize. I didn't know your game, at that time, but I'm not expecting that either, though, against a strong side like France and a decent side like Netherlands. You know what I'm saying? And
Poland, that's a unit. They'll give you a tough game and play similar to like Slovakia and these teams that drop off.
I wasn't too worried about them. Though.
I wasn't either, but you know, it's never gonna be a blowout with.
But like for them, I'm super shocked because it's like, all right, not that they just played well, they came in first in their group.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
And
maybe that wasn't the best way to go and do it, because look at that. I felt like Netherlands, they could come in what was it, 3rd? Did they come
in 3rd and look
third,
at
and they had an easier way to the semifinal. But Austria.
Well, in all due respect, I keep saying it. All due respect.
Yeah.
Austria had an easy side too because they came in first. They were on the side with Netherlands and England, and they ended up getting knocked out.
What was their first game?
Turkey, bro.
Turkey.
That was a banger.
That was tough. That was a tough game.
That was a banger, and actually, that's a good way to even segue into Turkey when we get there.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Austria.
Yeah.
But let's keep talking about Austria because they even had some players that, weren't available. Alaba, one of their main players. They had somebody else injured, but I can't really remember.
No, but I was surprised. I never, really went out my way to look at their team on paper, but they didn't look too bad at all, especially, their front line, and their counter-pressing was ridiculous.
Bro.
A team like France was struggling. A team like Netherlands was struggling. And I got a few stats for, both teams. Throughout the tournament, in goals, Turkey ranks 4th, to tie with 4th with Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
But, they had 8 goals. That's a lot of goals. Austria ties in 6th with England with 7 goals. What else do I have? Possession. Let me see. Possession... They rank, let me see, I believe 8th. Let me see, I gotta check.
We're talking about 8th or whatever stat you're gonna say against teams like Spain and all these crazy teams.
Yeah. Look, they rank 8th, so their average was 53%. So you're telling me they had more possession of the ball
and
most
that's
of the time.
A team that's looking to counter press and go on a counter. Ralph Ragnick, they call him he's not really the godfather of the gang press, but that's his thing. That's what he's known for. High press, high energy, take risks.
Yep.
Ended up biting them in the butt against Turkey, but I can respect a team like that goes out on their shield. They're not going to switch tactics. They're not going to be like, oh, let's play conservative.
They didn't switch at all.
They went after it, man. Everybody knew their job. And Lamer, bro, that guy can just run for days, man.
Yeah, no, he played a different type of role. He's more on the defensive side, but you seen him higher in the pitch this tournament.
I remember telling you, bro, I was like, yo, watch out for Austria because the players that they're putting in these positions, they're putting them higher up the pitch because they want to press high. Lamer playing right wing. This guy Sabater playing damn near striker.
Yep.
I just saw, they want to win it high up the pitch and capitalize. And, You can see against Netherlands that back and forth game, they weren't really concerned about conceding goals, but once they were able to score them, they knew they were gonna finish, and you know.
No, that's correct. And like going on to tackles, Turkey ranked second in the tournament with 77 tackles.
Oh, they're one of the best. As far as like, when I saw Turkey, bro, it just reminded me of Carlos Puyol for some reason. Just putting your body on the line. I don't care what happens. I'm fighting for my club. I'm fighting for my national team, and I'm going all out. Mary Di Maral. I mean, my goodness, against who was it? Against Austria, he scored 2 goals. My days, man! I never seen a defensive performance like that. And I'm not even talking about the goals he scored, the 2 headers. There were some other defensive guys, man. That left back, I think he's just one of the best left backs in the tournament, and he's right-footed.
Yeah.
My goodness, what's his name? Kadioglu plays in Turkey. In the Turkish league. I think he's due for a big move, man.
Is
because
he a young guy or
he's 24. Like he's about to hit his prime. He's not too young. Has that experience here in this tournament. And just as a whole, Arda Güler, we can go on and on about individuals, but if you look at Turkey...
Güler had an amazing tournament, if you ask me. We praised him before the tournament, but I think more so like... I expected him to be like a key factor, you know what I'm saying? His name and the team he plays for, but like, if you see the goal he scored... It just doesn't make sense. And I have, like, later on when we talk about a team in the tournament, someone, like, around, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, scored something like that. But, that goal was outrageous. And it wasn't even just a goal. Like, he was being very creative on the pitch, providing assists time to time. He took corners.
You know what it did? You know what did it for me? His confidence.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Bro, 18, was it 18, 9? I think he's 18 years old, right? 18,
He's
19. He's 19 now?
Yeah.
Just turned 19. The confidence he's playing right wing, mind you. And many times he's coming, especially against Austria, he's coming in and, not against Austria, against Netherlands when they were losing. He's coming in and getting the ball at center defensive mid and creating these changes, switching the ball, pulling in these crosses. Yeah. And to see that these older guys in Turkey are putting all their trust in him to make sure that he does his job says a lot of his quality and his potential, because he's going to be the one that's leading that team. He's the Mesut Ozil, bro. I know Mesut Ozil was he played for Germany, but he's Turkish.
Yeah.
And that's the Ozil, but
and the fun fact, they actually played with each other.
Wow.
So it's like the passing of the torch.
At Fenerbahce.
At Fenerbahce, like so when Ozil was number 10, he passed down the number 10 shirt to him. You know what I'm saying?
That's wow.
That was amazing to see. But that game against Netherlands was a spooky one. You know, they were up, 35 minutes into the game, and Netherlands had to find a way back. And they lucked out with an own goal. You know what I'm saying? So
can we talk about own goals? 11 own goals in this tournament. I've never seen so many own goals in a tournament. I don't know. And it's like... You can't even blame the own goals on the people that scored. It just happened.
Yeah. It
wasn't like something stupid, these things that you see on Instagram and YouTube. It was something that just, you can't even blame them. Oh, and it could have been one with France and Koundé. They didn't give it to him, but could have easily been counted as one.
That is true. That was something we picked up early in the tournament, but just kept going on and on and on and throughout the tournament.
Ridiculous.
But, what would you say is...
Turkey. Arda Güler was impressive against Netherlands.
Yeah.
Netherlands came back, and advanced, but Turkey was a dark horse, man.
What would you say about the overall tournament? Would you say it was what you expected, or like...
Well, I'll tell you what.
The competition was high? Do you feel like it was lower than it usually is?
And we'll get to this when we talk about team of the tournament, but there are some clubs, there are some teams that really did not perform to their level. And I'm talking about the high caliber teams.
Yeah, 100%.
But then there were some quote unquote, because these are not low caliber teams, but they overperformed, is what I can say.
Yeah.
Teams like Georgia, teams like we just talked about, Austria and Turkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Teams like that, which we had no idea, so which it kind of gave it a good balance in a sense. Even seeing Albania draw with
low-key,
Croatia.
I think Spain even
True.
overperformed.
True.
Because
go on, bro.
What I'm trying to get at is you look at their team, you'd be like, all right, they're a good team on paper, but then you got guys that, matter of fact, we could talk about this during the team of the tournament, but just quick insight. You got guys on that team that don't typically play for their clubs, but they're playing at the national level, and they're doing an amazing job. But we'll talk about that after. But Turkey, Austria, amazing job, bro. Amazing job.
Well done, Turkey, Austria. Just big fans. Big fans from me, man.
Moving along
to another disappointment.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's a sad one to see, because it's easier, it's easy to kind of talk down and all that other stuff, but I kind of want to praise him as well,
right?
Because at 39 years old, that's a beautiful thing to see, and for any player, you got guys like what's his name, Jesus. Navas playing for Spain, at 38 years old. Granted, he played good at right back, but it's a beautiful thing to see because those were players that we grew up, watching, and now they're on their way out. But
and there's a lot of these players that you're talking about that are older. We'll never see them play again.
Yeah.
The Cruces that are retiring, the Modric's that's probably not going to play another tournament. You just said Navas, and of course we're talking about Ronaldo, but not only Ronaldo, his teammate Pepe too.
Yeah, no, Pepe had a phenomenal tournament. I think he did well. Obviously, there was some points that he messed up. You know what I'm saying? But Pepe had a great tournament. You could still see he got speed, but for a guy like him, he had to play more so with his head. Positioning and making sure he was in the right space so he doesn't get beat. But that one time against Slovenia, when he messed up with Sesko, that's a conversation for after. But yeah, Pepe did good. Sad that he's on his way out. But this guy that we're gonna talk about is Cristiano Ronaldo. I have it right here. He had the second most attempts in the competition. So that was 23 attempts and 9 shots on target. For me, when you have more attempts, should sound like you should have more goals. And he didn't have any goals this tournament. And I feel like the way that Ronaldo played this entire tournament, it was more selfish. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he wasn't doing so well in the free kicks, but he wants to take every free kick.
Bro, speaking of free kicks,
I'm taking Bruno.
You have to.
I'm taking Bruno.
At the last game, Bruno, they're saying that Bruno only scored 2 free kicks in his career.
Yeah.
Which may be accurate, may not be, but at the end of the day, man, you got to give it to Bruno because listen to this stat. Out of Ronaldo's free kicks in his history for Portugal in competitive tournaments, World Cup and in Euros, he scored 1 free kick out of 63 attempts.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's a crazy percentage.
That's less than 2%.
Yeah, so...
and not to knock him. That's just to show, this is someone that we grew up seeing score free kick on top of free kick.
Yeah, but Ronaldo hasn't been, banging free kicks for a while. So, for me, it's kind of alarming. All right, cool. You didn't do it the first time. You ain't doing it the second time. But he keeps using the same technique every time he goes. He's just trying to blast it.
Into the wall.
Into the wall. Or, even to the keeper. You're not going to go and blast the ball to Oblak. Oblak is a well-known keeper. He's one of the best keepers in the world. He can handle that, But for me, it was more so Ronaldo's at the competition. All right, cool. Let's see what he's about. He plays a few games. He doesn't play too well. But now, I feel like as a leader, you should be able to like figure out, all right, you know, I'm hurting the team versus helping the team. Maybe your role should be more so, hey, I'm going to be here for leadership and I'll come off the bench, while we're doing good in games, because you can see when Jota came in a game changed a lot, man.
Game opened up, bro. Game opened up because now he's a threat in behind. Ronaldo doesn't have that speed to get, like, you can see how many times he's off sides now.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day when there was no VAR or this automated offsides, you might be able to squeeze in and not get called offsides, but now it's accurate. And back then he didn't even need it. He had the advantage because he had the speed, but now he has to try to time it perfectly. Defenders are much smarter. They know the game plan. And like you said,
defenders are more faster now.
yeah,
There's a lot of things on top of it.
that are going against him.
Yeah, going against him. And mind you, he's playing extra time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? For 120 minutes at his age. Come on, bro.
And let's be real. That's not Ronaldo's fault. That's the coach's fault. And that's a lack of decision making in the big time tournaments. Because look at these other coaches that have players like Mbappe that Deschamps takes off. Players like, even Gareth Southgate is taking out Kane because he knows he's not efficient past a certain point.
Southgate, I'm not too surprised.
And that's what I'm
that.
saying. Well, I'm surprised that he's taking out one of his best players.
Yeah.
But that shows that at least he can make a decision. Whether it's late or not, at least he's making it. Roberto Martinez, as a Portuguese coach, is not making decisions where he needs to be making them.
No, I totally agree with you. I think it was more so loads of pressure from him from both sides. You know what I'm saying? You bench Ronaldo, you know what I'm saying? Ronaldo's going to have something to say.
Yep.
Like, I hate to break it to you. Like, he's going to go in the media. He's going to say something crazy. You know what I'm saying? And what else? Maybe even Ronaldo fans might, say something. But for anyone that has, knowledge to the game, you would know that Ronaldo did not help his team in any way. And
let me ask you this, bro. Let's say Ronaldo doesn't come to the tournament. Where does Portugal finish?
Well, that's a good question. That's tough. That is tough. Because for me, I think...
Can they beat Spain?
Even with... I think they can beat Spain. Honestly, I really do think they can beat Spain. But they have to, plug in a few of those pieces. And I don't even think Pepe was the one that hurt them the most. It was more so Ronaldo.
I don't think Pepe hurt them.
No, I don't think...
At all. That one mistake.
Yeah, that one mistake, But other than that... Yeah, I wouldn't say he hurt them the most. But Ronaldo, what was I going to say?
Hurt them the most.
Yeah, hurt them the most. But you can tell that Portugal played way better than France. France just got the result.
Right, and at the end of the day, that's what counts, the result.
But if you have a guy like Jota up top, that's, trying these defenders, Koundé... and Saliba and all these guys, something's gonna give, but Ronaldo just he couldn't find a way to help his team, and it's sad to see.
I don't think it was per se Ronaldo's performance that held Portugal back, but the style of play that Portugal has to play with Ronaldo on the field is what held Portugal back and got them knocked out earlier than we expected.
You could see all the antics too. This guy he was complaining all over the pitch.
Yep.
On the floor,
yellow cards for no reason.
When I see that, I'm not looking at him in a way like, all right, he's doing all this because it's actually happening. He's doing this because his game is not doing it's not matching up for what the team needs. You get what I'm saying?
It's
affecting him, and he can't do nothing. It's frustration that he can't get by these defenders. He can't help the team, and that's what it comes down to. So
and we can talk about Ronaldo all day, but just to wrap it up, we've heard him say that he expects himself to be ready for the 2026 World Cup. Will he be selected? Will he be fit? Will he perform? What are your thoughts?
I think he will be selected. I think he will be fit. And I think after this showing, I think he goes and he has to sit. respectfully.
At 41 years old.
At 41 years old.
Any part of you thinks like, hey, my brother Pep did it at 41. I'm the greatest player ever. I can do it too. You think any of that creeps in and fights back for his starting?
It could creep in, but it's two different
Because
positions.
that's ego versus leadership, man.
Yeah, it's two different positions. I feel like as a defender, you could finesse it by being a slow defender, but sometimes being a slow striker and
especially when you're used to being fast.
when you're used to being fast, like that's
rough.
In the future I'm thinking like Kylian Mbappe is good now, but how is he gonna
Right.
be in the future? Because some of these strikers that always been good is like that wasn't so fast is like I could say is Francesco Totti, like not super fast.
Very technical though.
Very technical on the ball, got a good shot, and that's why he was able to like play for so long. But Ronaldo, like you said, throughout his career, he's doing like tricks and he's relying on his speed to blow by people, and you can tell he wants to do that, but he just physically can't.
Can't.
But I hope he does go to the World Cup. I think it would be nice.
Because I will be attending that game.
Oh, and that is true. That is true. It'd be nice to see. But he'd have to pick a leadership role from the bench, and if they do well in the game, hey, Ronaldo, go play for 10 to 20 minutes. I think that would be good for him. But to have him play, 90 minutes plus extra time.
There's no way he'll accept that, bro.
Yeah, come on.
10, 20 minutes he won't.
But
we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, he did not make the team of the tournament.
Yeah, no.
Team of the tournament,
without a doubt.
We should definitely go over that and see who we think, based on performance and just preference, who we would put in our team of the tournament if we were going to make the best team based on what we saw in this Euros. I guess we'll start with the goalkeeper. And you could have picked a bunch. I mean, we talked about Oblak and some others. I think Diego Costa was a huge shout, but...
Yeah, I had him on my list, and then I took him off.
Same. I was making a list. I was like, it's between one of these two, but I went for, and I think you went for him too. Mamardashvili from Georgia, man. I think we were able to see more of him because the defense wasn't as sound as these other clubs, and he really stepped up and kept his team in, not only in the group stage, but to advance into the knockout against a Spain we never expected that.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to advance in that, but my reason of picking him is because he had 29 saves.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So he was tested more than any other keeper in the tournament.
He had 17 more shots faced against him than any other player, so that does make sense.
Yeah, right? I mean, even for him right now, he plays at the highest level. He's playing in Spain, I believe.
Yo, I heard Newcastle want him.
Yo, that would be a good pickup. I'm not going to hold you. He's young, and we see the quality.
He's huge, bro. He's 6'6".
He's 23 years old.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I would. Yeah, he is huge. I'd pick him up if I'm Newcastle. Yeah. Why not? Because Nick Pope is aging, but he's still like
he just came off from a big injury. That's why he didn't come. So they might be looking for a rebuild, in a sense.
So that's not a bad shout if they do that. So yeah, I agree with you. That's my goalkeeper.
Down to the back line. You can read your whole back line, and then I'll read mine, and we'll discuss.
All right. So for my back line, I have right back Koundé. I have Guehi on the right-hand side, even though he played on the left-hand side. Saliba, and I put Cucurella.
I'm thinking about all these. And I only have one to agree to that's on my list, but I agree that all the players that you had, like Koundé, phenomenal. Locking people. The only person he really had trouble with was Leao, but other than him, there's locking everyone up. Guehi, I agree with you. Guehi I think he had that surprise influence on us. Like, yo, he might not be the world-class defender, but, like, he came out and was the best defender on his team.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And really performed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I agree with you with Guehi. One, I guess, shout that I had was the defender from Slovakia, Bijol. Yeah, I just saw him just defending like a madman, bro. Like, any header, anything. Like, tackle, like, putting his body on the line.
Yeah.
Left-footed. I thought he was phenomenal. I never heard of him, never seen him play. I don't even know where he plays. but I'm sure he's going to be getting a call for a transfer pretty soon.
Yeah, no, I like that you picked him because same thing with the goalkeeper situation. Those type of teams, that's where you're gonna see who's the best goalkeepers, who's the best defensive mids and center backs, right left backs, because they're being tested throughout the game. You know what I'm saying? A team that like I got a lot of the teams I have the top a lot of players I have on my team of the tournament, they play at the highest level.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good shout.
Yeah, and then for the left back, I had Cucurella there too as well, but I was talking about him earlier. Karioglu,
Yep.
the right-footed left back for Turkey. The way he dribbles up with the ball, wow, and he's an engine.
That's
My
a good
gosh,
shout.
yeah, I
I
think he's
put
good.
Cucurella there because he surprised me.
Nah, he surprised everyone.
Like,
But the latter games of Chelsea, the Chelsea season that just ended, he was playing just like he's playing right now,
no, yeah, that I
lighting
do
it up.
agree. But I don't know. I think it's just like the Spanish connection, bro. Like everyone went in there and they knew exactly what to do, and he did just that. And who was he in competition with for left back?
Bro, Grimaldo.
Grimaldo. Yeah, you got Grimaldo that just came off one of matter of fact, not even one of. It has to be the best season he's ever performed in.
One of the signings
And
of the season. Free
yeah,
transfer.
yeah, definitely signing of the seasons. And what his team went to Europa League final, right? Is
Yeah,
that
bro. They
correct?
went unbeaten the whole season except for the last game.
Like I'd put him over, like just based on like what he did throughout the season. So the fact that he got a start over him and then
Yeah.
also perform, yeah, showed a lot.
That's a good shout, bro. On to the midfield. I'll just read mine out real quick. I'll start a defensive mid. We could have went with a lot of people here, but I just went with someone that really impressed me. Not only stepping up, but performances. And for me, it was Kobe Minu. And I'm not really big on Kobe Minu. But he looks confident on that ball. 18 years old, coming into the English squad. Wasn't the first choice, but stepping in for someone that has a big name like Trent Alexander-Arnold, expected to fill in the role and play next to Declan Rice. I think he just filled in right now, and that's why they're in the finals right now. I really think if he didn't play when he played, they would not be where they're at right now.
The tournament.
They would have been knocked out by now.
So I feel like him getting picked up was a good shout. Another good shout was Southgate putting him in at some point to play in that role. Because you can just tell throughout the tournament, it's like, hey, all right, Trent's playing right now. Maybe I should take out Trent. Maybe I should put in Gallagher. Maybe I should put this one. But now it's like, all right, he said, like, all right, Mainu is the guy. And he was the guy moving forward throughout the tournament.
Yeah,
and
as soon as he went in, that was it.
You don't want guys, switching out in the starting lineup every
Right.
other game, especially in a tournament like this. Like, you want guys to be in there, play consistent all the time, and rotate your squad when you can. So that's not a bad shout. But for me, I have N'Golo Kante. N'Golo, speaks for himself. He left the Premier League to go to Saudi, and you can just tell this guy is still an elite player, moving all over the pitch, getting interceptions, getting into tackles, moving all over the pitch. Like, I had to put him in there.
Nah, yeah, I totally respect. It's the same thing with Minu. Just not expecting crazy amount, just because like you said, he's in Saudi, he's older. But man, this guy's moving just as good as ever. Getting player of the match 2 times.
Yeah.
What a player, man. And then I just put 2 attacking mids, man. One that I knew was gonna have a great tournament, and one that was a surprise. The one that I knew was gonna have a great tournament was Musiala. Unfortunately, his team got knocked out a little earlier than they expected, but they did face the other player I'm gonna put, and he was not a starter because Pedri was in his place, but Danny Olmo. I mean, as soon as he came in, man, when his team needed it most, he comes in and he's making a difference, man. And we've seen him at Barcelona in his youth. We've seen him at Leipzig really turn it up, and this guy's just a consistent guy, man.
Yeah, no, I have Danny Olmo in there too, and I have Ruiz from PSG. Both these guys I picked, they don't play, how can I say? Not matter of fact, they do play. They do play at their club level. But I'm saying for Spain, I didn't expect these guys to like
I know what you're saying.
come in and be in my team of the tournament, or even just like, score the goals that they did. I think Ruiz, he got a man of the match too, right?
Yeah,
He
first
got
game.
one, and I don't know if I'm not mistaken. I think Danny Olmo got one too, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I think he
yeah. The
did.
the game he scored and
But
assisted.
you got guys like Olmo. He got 3 goals in the tournament. Ruiz got 2 goals. I just think they played good, and more so for Danny Olmo because he had to come in and
Right.
show that he can play versus Ruiz like he was a starter. But like Pedri, getting hurt and Olmo coming in and saying, "Hey, like I can still do this." Yo, I see no difference in the pitch right now. I don't think
I see a
Spain
difference. I see a
like
difference, like more
attacking.
attacking.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
attacking. I'm saying like when I say no difference, it's like Pedri, like it's fine. Like him
Right.
being there,
Not a loss of
it's
quality.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, Olmo, I think after this tournament, you're gonna see clubs knocking on his door, bro.
$50 million release clause, bro.
And I think that's a good price, cause he doesn't just play attacking mid. He could play out on the left and right hand sides of the pitch. So I'd pick him up if I was a club in need. So front three line, man. Who do you got up there?
Let me see who I'm gonna say first. Well, I'll stick with the Spain agenda. I'll go in the left wing with someone that we knew was good, but we didn't know he was this good. Just lighting it up, and he actually did have a good campaign for his club team in Atletico Bilbao, or Club Athletic is what they call it now. Nico Williams, man, I think he's just electric. With the Spain that we know is just possession. But with this guy and his counterpart on the other side, Lamine Yamal, there's no point of playing possession ball because they have to have the ball on the wings, man. And we see what they've been able to do.
Do you have his boy on the opposite end?
I have Yamin
So
Lamal
you
on the
got the
end,
two
bro.
guys that were out here playing rock paper scissors shoot for a water bottle.
And
I
Will,
respect it. I respect it. I think them two uh, definitely had a good tournament, but now more so like they could play with each other if Barcelona
bro, that
provide
chemistry,
the money.
bro, and it's only 50 for them. It's only
Yeah,
50.
that's a bargain for me.
But we
You
know
know how
Barcelona.
this market is right now. Like for me, I think even like 80 to 75 to 80 million
For
is a
Williams,
good
it's
price.
worth it, bro. It's worth it because who do they have on that left wing right now?
No one, man. Barcelona's in
Ferran
need.
Torres?
Ferran Torres, bro, can't even get a start for the Spain team. He comes in when when the game is
Time to get a sub or whatever.
time to get a sub. Game is kind of like done and dusted, or they just don't care about the game, like against Albania. No, I like the two people you selected on the wings. I put Yamal and I put Musiala. The reason why I put Musiala there was because he actually played on the left hand side in the tournament. But he does play on the left hand side now in club too. But 3 goals for Musiala and 1 goal for Yamal, and that goal against Spain, bro, said it all. But even before that, you can see the impact the kid
Against
had on the
France.
game. Was that?
Against France.
Yeah, against France. But before that, like I said, you could see the impact, helping the team, getting assists, just creating chances, giving defenders problems.
And we haven't even said the craziest part. He's 16 years old.
Yeah, bro. That would be like, yo, even right now at 16, in 5 years it'll still be shocking to me because
Do you
he's
understand?
still young.
Like, in 5 years, he'll be Nico Williams' age.
Yeah, for sure.
16 years old, man. Like, these are like Pele type stuff. Like, not even Messi was this good at 16, man. Messi didn't start coming to the first team till he was 17. This guy made his debut at 15.
Yeah.
And he is just on the national team. You could say the most important player on that team.
Yeah, I guess Messi's blessing,
Yeah,
baby picture blessing, kind of got him, where he's at in this life, cause
Talk about passing of the torch.
yeah, cause he's way too skillful for his age, and you know, like when he plays, you just see maturity all over, man. Like this guy is a grown man
Yeah.
in a child's body. But
Mentality.
what was it? Rabio was saying some stuff before
Yeah.
the match, and he was like, "Yo, he's gonna have to do more, yada yada." And
Yeah, he's gonna have to do
yo,
more to reach to the final.
yeah, and yo, surprisingly, who did he like score on? Pretty much Rabio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was in front of him, and that was for me. I put that up there with the goal of the tournament.
Oh, nah, without a doubt, man. And then after the game, the mental, like I guess you can call it audacity to say, "Speak now, speak now, Rabio." He didn't say Rabio, but after the game, they interviewed him. They said, "Hey, what was that speak now about?" He said, "The speak now was to who it was directed to, and they know exactly who it is.
Nah,
That person knows
much
who it is."
respect,
And
bro.
at 16 years old, like, are you really, you know? It takes a little bit of guts, not a little bit, a lot of guts to stand up to these grown men because he's playing against 29, 30, mid 30-year-old people that could be their father.
Yo, but for him to do that against a French side, defensive French side like
That
that,
was very good
it
in the
was,
tournament.
dude. Even he was giving Theo Hernandez some problems.
Oh, yeah.
And we know how good he is and how good he was throughout the tournament. So yeah, I got him in there. He has to be in there, and he's going into the final. And against the England side, I could see him making an impact in that game too. For me up front, this was a tough one. I don't think many strikers.
And that was surprising
Throughout-
this tournament, right?
Yeah.
No main striker really went off.
Yeah. So you know, before the tournament, we all thought maybe it could be like Mbappe up there or Harry Kane. Yeah,
Even
Harry Kane.
Ronaldo. Lukaku was a big disappointment as well.
Yeah, he was. He got a lot of goals taken away because of offsides, but you know, Harry Kane got a couple goals, but they all been PKs. Mbappe didn't really make much of an impact in this tournament. You know, he did have an injury with his face. He had to sit out a game.
Right.
He got an assist the other day against Spain, but I don't feel like that was enough. So for me, I put a guy that played on the left-hand side to go up top, and I put Cody Gakpo. Gakpo's up there with the goals of the tournament. I think he has about 3 goals.
Yep.
And yeah, he shows up every tournament, man. You know, last World Cup he did the same thing. He scored a few goals, and he's showing that he can probably be that guy going forward for Netherlands, you know.
The only problem I had with Gakpo, and I left this blank because I really didn't know, but that was a good idea to put him up there, up top, because I guess he could play up top, but based on what I saw, he doesn't play the same when he plays up top. But when he's on that left wing, bro,
Yo, he's a different player.
he's a different player.
Yo.
You can see he has more confidence,
Yo,
too.
you seen today against Walker? Yo, he was
Cooking.
cooking Walker, like running by Walker.
And I will say, Walker hasn't been the best this tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe, I don't know, legs, getting tired.
But most players in the England squad haven't been the best. For me, they got there due to
But
luck.
like I'll look at Trippier and I'm seeing Trippier work harder. He's playing on the left hand side, but you see him bombing up, coming back.
Yeah.
Walker's just looking suspect to me. But this is not the Walker show. This is the Gakpo show right now. And like you said, Gakpo was really giving him some problems and giving many other defenders problems. And I think he's just confident on that left hand side. But
Yeah.
we'll give it to him. And that's our team of the tournament, man. Let's see if UEFA can come to their senses and make the same team that we did.
Yeah. I mean,
something similar.
it might be a little different just because, you know, the final is coming up soon, and who knows? Maybe they'll go and slap Jude Bellingham in there because maybe Jude Bellingham will go score another goal or something because that last-minute goal was insane.
Nah,
So,
we didn't even talk about it.
Yeah, no, that. Yo, to think about it real quick before we go, you know, and close this out. Yo, England, very, very lucky.
Yeah.
Like
In the beginning.
I
think they
today they
pulled
played
up more.
well.
Yeah.
Today they played well. You can tell. You could. All right. So if Netherlands were to advance, they were gonna lose in the final. England has the best chance against Spain because Spain's gonna hold the ball. You know what I'm saying? And Netherlands would have to play how they play today. So, yeah. Wow. Can't believe they're in the final.
I'm actually happy for Southgate, man, because he's been getting a lot of criticism on what he's doing, and he's got his team to the final. And today he proved that this team does belong in the final, even though they haven't played well. When they do play well, they show that they belong in the top echelon of national teams.
Yeah, that is right. So, thank you for tuning in today. We'll see you next week. And, yeah, see you later, boy.
Have a good night.